I'm Kailea from Solent Youth Action, and today we're going to be doing some stretchy yoga. So first of all, you need to make sure you have a few things in place before you start. One is to make sure you are on something that isn't slippery. Secondly, you need to make sure you have enough room to be able to do some stretches here, there and everywhere, okay? So really important, nothing that can be knocked over or broken. And finally, make sure that you have something to drink, just in case you get a bit hot and a bit sweaty and tired. Okay, so let's start with a warm-up. We're going to get down on our bottoms, like so. And what we're going to do is start with doing circles with our feet. Okay, so let me just show you my very dirty feet. We're going to do these sort of circles, okay? Like together, so that both feet are going opposite directions, out and around. We're going to do 5 of those, okay? So nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to go back the other way. So our feet are going to do this instead, rather than that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now they're going to go the same way. So they're going to start doing this, okay? And again 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the opposite way together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're practically a pro. Let's do our heads. We're going to do slow circles starting down here, and we're just going to slowly rock our head back. Don't push it, just slowly, all the way down, like that. That's 1. 2. And this helps to stretch your neck and your shoulders. 3. 4. 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we can do our shoulders now. We're going to do our shoulders, we're going to move them up, way forward, up, back, and down. And we go down, we're going to try and make sure our necks are really nice and long, like a giraffe. Okay, because that helps to really stretch all this bit of our neck, which can get really tight, okay? So 5 of those, both shoulders together. So forward, up, if you can get to your ears, I can't quite, you can do it. Back, long necks down, that's 1. 2, 3, do some yoga Lola. 4, 5. And the other way, so we're going back and forwards to the front. So 1. Make sure you try and relax your arms when you do this as well. Don't sort of sit tight, otherwise you'll feel uncomfortable. Do it forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And that's the start anyways. That's our little warm up. Let's get on to doing some proper stretches. Okay, so there are a few poses that you might find really helpful at this point. As you can see, I'm sat cross-legged. You can sit properly cross-legged. I can't, my ankle hurts. But with your arms relaxed on your knees and your thumb and your middle fingers touching and the other fingers just sort of relaxed. This is called the Lotus Pose. I assume because you look like a lotus flower. Do you look like a lotus flower right now? Close your eyes and breathe in through your nose for 5 seconds. And out through your mouth for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this Lotus Pose is really good for helping you to focus if you feel really stressed, or if you feel that your heart is racing. It helps you to calm your heart rate down. It's a great pose. So from the Lotus Pose, we're going to go into a good stretch. So my trousers up. Okay, so you need to have both feet touching, the bottoms of your feet touching each other, okay, like this. Right. And then with our hands, we're going to cross them and then put them underneath, okay? Now with this stretch, what we're going to do is we're just going to try and relax our knees, so like our legs going down. But as you can see, my legs are still pretty high up. If I was to let go, it would fall down, okay? So what we're doing is we're just relaxing our legs, and with our hands, we're going to pull our feet a little bit closer to us, okay? So bring them this way. With your forearms, we're going to rest on this bit of your legs, okay? So we're cupping our feet, pulling our feet towards us, putting our arms on these bits of our legs, trying to relax our legs. And we're just going to try and pull the feet towards us, straighten our back, lower our shoulders, as if we're sort of trying to lean forward, like we're trying to smell our feet, but we can't quite, I'm not smelling them like this because you have to crunch down. We're smelling them, but we're pretending that we're not smelling our feet. That's what this pose is. So, okay. And you'll feel a stretch on this bit of your leg, okay? So when we stretch, it doesn't hurt, but it has a very strange kind of feeling that if you do it for too long, it can feel quite uncomfortable. So the best way to work through a stretch is to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, okay? Not like this. Oh, I went wrong. But it's to breathe slowly. So, pulling our feet towards us, our arms are touching our legs, we're relaxing our legs down if we can. We're pulling ourselves forward as well. We're trying to smell our feet, but we're pretending that we can't. We're breathing in and we're breathing out. Now what you can start to do is push your knees down, but don't push them so that your knees end up popping. No popping, okay, so just push them ever so slightly. So remember, try and keep your back straight. You don't want to be leaning over like this, because that's going to make all of that lovely rounding warm-up that we did earlier, that's going to make that completely pointless. So with a straight back, leaning forward, always breathing, and relax. And if you want to relax back into the Lotus Pose, you can. We're going to do another stretch. So you're going to bring your right leg all the way, or as close as you can, into your body, okay? And then your left leg you're going to stretch out, okay? So as you're doing this, you want to try and keep your knee down on the floor. It's really hard because you sort of feel like you're going to fall over. This is why it's really good to make sure there's nothing you can fall onto. So make sure there's no lava on the floor, there's no, I don't know, crocodiles or anything that you can fall into. What we're going to do is we're going to try and keep that leg down, straighten our backs, and the same hand with the outstretched leg, we're going to try and touch our toes. Now don't worry if you can't touch your toes at this point. It's completely fine. We're going to keep this leg nice and straight, okay? So we're trying to make sure that our knee is sort of being pushed to the ground on both sides. And what will happen is you'll feel a stretch right behind the knee and up here as well, okay, which is really good. This, if you can't touch your toes, or if you're not very good at touching your toes, this is a really, really, really good stretch to help you to be able to touch your toes. And if you do this often enough, I promise you'll be able to touch your toes. So we're just going to put this hand on the knees, try and keep it down. We're just going to lean over, we're not going to hunch over, we're just going to sort of try and straighten ourselves up. We want to make sure we're really nice and long, okay? Because actually if we're long, when we lunge for our toes, it'll be easier than if we're sort of golloping it over to our toes like this, okay? So go for your toes, touch your toes. As you can see, I'm kind of cheating because I'm putting my toes really close to me. If I did that, this much further away. Come back, toes, come back. So again, when we're with our toes, we're going to breathe, okay? So in through your nose, out through your mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And relax. Let's go and do the other side. So move along. Oh, a bit hard this side. Okay, so you're going to bring your foot right into your body. Oh, it is harder this side. You will always find that one side will be easier than the other. We're going to try and keep this knee as close to the ground as we can. And you'll probably find there's a stretch here as well, which is where I'm stretching at the moment. And remember, you'll get stretch here, okay? So the more you stretch, you can successfully stretch, the more you'll feel the stretch here, okay? So the more you lean over, the more you'll stretch, okay? And it will become, as I said, it will become easier. So we're going to lean over, try and keep our knees down, keep this leg nice and straight, okay? Touching our toes. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 4, 3, 1. Okay, relax. You're doing great. You're doing so well. Okay, so we're going to do another stretch with our legs, okay? It's going to help the tops of our legs really stretch out. And our backs as well. We're going to let's do our left leg straight out. You can see. And then this leg, we're going to very carefully bend it, okay? Now, hopefully you can see that my foot is quite far back, but you can always do it so your foot isn't quite so far back, okay? The closer you have this foot to your body, the greater the stretch. What will happen is we're going to feel a really good stretch all down this side, okay? So, our legs down here, our foot is back, we can see the bottom of our feet and how dirty they are. And then we're going to slowly let ourselves back. Okay, so if you need to just only do it up to this point, then just do it to this point, because I don't want you to end up popping your knee out. Okay, so if you just need to go just down to here, that's absolutely fine. There's still a really good stretch. You'll feel it in the top of your leg here, and you'll feel it here as well. If you can, very slowly, lay back, and all you need to do is just try to relax as you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, well done. So I'm going to let ourselves up. So the only way I can get up is to bend my leg and then sit back up. Just like that. I'm going to try the other side now, okay? So always try and do both sides. So again, bend your leg carefully. If it starts to feel a little bit funny in your knee, okay, you just need to open your leg up a bit more. So you need to kind of open it out rather than bring it closer to you. And then again, we're going to, if you need to just lay back here, that's still a really good stretch. You can do that. Or if you can, all the way to the ground. And then if you can even further, hands above your head. And we're going to breathe in through our noses, out through our mouths. Now, you can, as I said, you can do what I do, and you can just sort of bend your leg up and get out. Or if you can sort of drag yourself up like that, but probably way better than I can do it. Okay, good job, guys. We're going to get on our feet now. Okay, so we're going to do some upper body stretching now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands above our head, but we're going to, so with our fingers, we're going to clasp them together like that, and then we're going to face palms of our hands up. And as we do this, you think back where your heart is. You want to sort of try and make your heart face the sky, okay? So we've got our arms stretched up. We're going to we kind of pull. We're not doing this, all right? We're sort of trying to make sure we pull our bottoms in, our hands are up, and we want to try and make sure our heart is facing up towards the sky like that, okay? So, I'm going to look up, I'm going to breathe in, I'm going to breathe out. Try and push your palms of your hands as close to the sky as you possibly can. It's gonna really stretch your arms out and your back. One more time. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. And relax for a second. We're going to go up again, but instead we're going to move to the side. So let me quickly show you what we're going to do. So hands go up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lean to this side. Okay, but what we don't want to do, we're not crunching this. Okay, we're stretching this. So to do that, we need to make sure that we keep our bottoms in a little bit and that we keep our heart facing up to the sky, okay? So, ready? So heart facing sky, bottom in. We're gonna turn ever so slightly. So this one's called, I think, Crescent Moon, because you're meant to look a little bit like a moon. Make sure you breathe. And you should feel a really nice stretch all along here. If you're starting to crunch here, it just means you're really leaning forward a bit. So try and go back a bit. Remember, heart to the sky. In and breathe out. Okay, back to the middle. And do this side now, okay? And go. Stretch and breathe in. Keep your heart facing the sky and out. Okay, good. The last thing we're going to do, this sort of stretch, is we're going to stretch out and we're going to stretch down, and that's going to give our back a really, really nice stretch, particularly after all of that we've just done. Okay, so with our hands, we don't need to do this now, just doing this. We're going to have them up. We're going to now lean forward as if we're a crane, okay? I'm going to try and, I don't know, it's supposed to look a little bit like one of those like Tetris pieces is what I'm going for. Lean down, and then we're going to let our hands drop all the way down. And when we do this, we keep our legs straight. Just going to let our hands drop down. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Right, so now we're down here, we're going to get back on the floor. Okay, onto our mats. And I'm going to show you a few little poses which are quite nice. So this one is called the tabletop. Okay, so as you can see, my arms are like table legs, my legs are like table legs, my back is sort of like a tabletop. Okay, so from here I'm going to show you the cow pose. The cow pose, we are going to get our stomachs, we're going to try and push our tummies to the ground. Obviously our tummies can't touch the ground here, which causes our bottoms to lift up, and it causes, like as if we've got our tails, if you're trying to get your tail to touch the sky. We bring our shoulders down and make our necks nice and long and look up. So this is the cow pose. I don't know if I look that much like a cow. Don't make any comments on that, please. Okay, so this is the cow pose. Now the cat pose is, you think like if a cat is scared, you know how they just go meow. The cat pose is where we try and make our tummy go in so that our backs are like a bridge. Okay, so we're kind of making our backs round, we're tucking our heads in, and we're sort of bringing our bottoms back down. So if you think our bottoms are up like this for the cow pose, now we're bringing it right back in the cat pose. And it's like a scared cat. So that's the tabletop. Ugh, that's the tabletop. I need to put my hair up. This is the cow pose. And this is the cat pose. Meow. So normally you do the cow pose, you breathe in. The cat pose, you breathe out. So breathe in with the cat, cow even, damn it. Breathe out with the cat. This is called downward facing dog. Same thing, we're in our tabletop. Now you need to make sure your toes go underneath you like this. Make sure your hands are shoulder length apart, okay? So like they're as far away at least as your shoulders. A bit wide you need them to be, but not close. Not close like that, because otherwise you'll fall over. So your hands are shoulder length apart. So in your feet are as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to go onto our toes, okay? And then we're going to lean back and kind of create like a V shape, like an upside down V. This is downward facing dog. Yes, because it's like a little dog facing downwards. And then with our legs, we're going to slowly bend one at a time. And then you will feel in your legs, you will have a stretch just here in your calf. This is, I don't know what this pose is called, but we're going to do it anyway. Someone I know calls it a pretzel. So, because I think you look a little bit like a pretzel. So with our left leg, we're going to bring it close to our bodies, knee down, and our right leg, we're going to lift it over, okay? So that we're all sort of, I guess if you were to look, oh, if you look at your legs from this thing, it does look like a pretzel, so I guess that's why he calls it a pretzel, okay? And then, so you've got your right foot, your right leg over, so the opposite one, we're going to put our arm around that and then use this arm to sort of pull ourselves back, and we're going to look over our shoulder, see who's there. So I'm going to pull it and you'll find that there'll be a stretch, just here, all along the back of your leg and your bottom, and it'll also help to stretch some of your neck and your back. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. I'm sort of trying to do this. Hello. Oh, hi over there. How are you? So we're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you a really, really cool transition from this. So we can do the other side. Okay. You're going to untwist and then retwist. So you've got your right hand, your right leg that's going over. So we're going this way. All right. So we untwist like that. Okay. I'm no longer a pretzel. And then we're going to twist back into a pretzel. So our right leg goes under, our left leg like that, goes down. And now we've done the other side. Incredible. So then I've got my right hand side that's pulling this leg towards me, leaning over, but I'm facing the wrong way if you can see. So let me wiggle over. So like this, I'm pulling this towards me, using this hand to pull myself around, having a good look behind me. It's helping to stretch this out, stretching the back out as well, which is quite nice. Breathing in through the nose, not through the mouth, Kailea, and out through the mouth. Cool, and that's a pretzel. Well done. Right, untwist. Great job. Well done, we've done loads of stretching today. Really, really good job. And we've also done a little bit of cardio, which when we're doing the downward dog, because we're having to hold ourselves up, that's causing our heart to sort of need to work harder, which is really, really, really good for your health. Well, hopefully you found that helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you comment if there's other videos that you'd like us to release for you guys. Thanks very much. Namaste.